And today's agenda is these are the topics that we are going to discuss. This is today's agenda. So first I will teach you what are the web technologies we have discussed till now and what is the need of learning JavaScript at this time. Okay, and what is the role of this JavaScript in the web application development. All these things we are going to discuss one by one. So first of all, let us start with a revision of the web technologies, whatever we discussed till now. Remember guys, our course is web development using MERN stack. Okay, web development in the sense web application development. So many technologies are available to develop the web application. Here our choice is a very popular stack which is called as MERN stack. As of now, you may not understand what is MERN stands for, but we will discuss about each of these characters later. But our course is web application development using MERN stack. So what is MERN stack? Let me give a one-line statement about this MERN stack. Later we can discuss about these individual technologies. It is a JavaScript full stack. That means you are learning full stack. The reason is when someone want to develop the complete web application, full stack is required. So in your academics, you might learning C language, C++, Java. So these are the individual technologies. But to develop the web application, we are going to use a stack of technologies. Stack of technologies means a set of technologies to develop, because Java has a separate role and C language has a separate role. That means each technology can be used for a different purpose, and we can use some good number of technologies to develop either web applications or mobile applications. In that way, so many full stacks are available. So this is one of the popular full stacks, which is called as the MERN stack. It is a JavaScript full stack. In the same way, Python full stack is there, Java full stack is there, .NET full stack is there. But among all these things, JavaScript full stack, that is MERN stack, is very, very popular. That's why we have chosen this full stack course for our development process. And when we are developing any web application, we are actually developing two things. One of them is the front end and another one is the back end. Because I already explained all these things in the very beginning sessions itself, but I'm going to revise them again to warm up our brains. That will definitely help us to receive the next concepts very, very easily. So if we take any web application, first of all, we can see some examples. So that Gmail, Amazon, Flipkart, Facebook, Instagram, etc., Netflix. Okay, these all are the web applications. And we know how to access the web application using browser every day, right? So if you take any web application, so it internally contains two parts. One of them is called as front end. Second one is back end. If we want to develop a web application, one should learn front end development as well as back end development. As of now, we are in the front end development. Once the front end development is completed, then we will focus on back end development process itself. So in this front end, actually, we are going to use these four technologies. Actually, these are the five technologies. Okay, by using these five technologies, we can also call them as the web technologies also. By using these five web technologies, we can develop the front end of the application. So what is the role of each web technology in the front end development process? The first one, very basic one, is HTML, because HTML is required to create the web page. We already had very clear discussion about HTML and we designed many web pages. Okay, HTML is a hypertext markup language. It is not a programming language. It is a markup language which can be used to create the basic web pages. Of course, we know everything about HTML, but we know when we create the basic web page, it really doesn't look good. Definitely, we need to make it colorful and it should be attractive. Okay, how can we apply such kind of beauty to the basic normal web page? For that purpose, we can use CSS and Bootstrap combination. Actually, without using Bootstrap also, we can develop the entire website by using even CSS, the entire styles. But we know the Bootstrap really helps us to uh, avoid writing multiple or so much of CSS code. Without writing so much of CSS code, we can simplify that process by using Bootstrap. CSS is a Cascade style sheet language. That is also not a programming language. That is a style sheet language. And Bootstrap is the CSS framework. So both CSS and Bootstrap, these two are used to apply styles to the particular web page only. But CSS means we are going to define and apply the styles. Whereas in Bootstrap, it is a framework so that predefined styles are available so that we can use the styles directly. That means we can apply the styles very easily by using this Bootstrap. But all the styles may not be available in the Bootstrap. That's why one should learn CSS properly first, and then they can learn the Bootstrap also. Because of that, they can create their own styles, they can customize the existing styles, and they can make the web page really very attractive. And also they can make it as responsive also. That is come under responsive web design. That part is actually completed till now. In the responsive web design, we discussed these three technologies, these three web technologies actually: HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So once you learn these three web technologies, what can you do? So you can create a static website. You cannot create the web application, but you can create the website. Both are different. Web application is different, website is different. Website means which is a static page, a static one. That means it won't get any dynamic data. It always gives the same kind of data. For example, Wikipedia, that is a website. And also you may have some local websites regarding your some showrooms at your hometown. Okay, so these are nothing but static websites. Means when we open the website, every time they will display the same content. Only for the promotion purpose, they will design, they will create such the websites. So they are called as the static websites. Now you can create such kind of static websites by using these three web technologies: HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. But the thing is, we are not here to develop the websites, but for web applications. So how can we make our website to a web application? What has missed actually? So for example, let us take this Amazon.in. So first of all, is it a website or web application? Yeah. So just by looking at this one, we cannot find whether it is website or web application, because every web application, initially it is a website. Later it will be improved to a version of web application. Okay, as of now, this is the website, for example. Now let us check, is it a web application or not? For example, I have opened this Amazon.in in my computer so that I'm getting these kind of contents, pictures in my screen. For example, if you open the same website in your computer, you may not get the same images, because whatever the recommendations, that means whatever the products I frequently searched in this, so they will be appeared as the recommendations here. So if you open, so you can just open Amazon.in in your website so that you can easily understand so how it differs. That means it is not displaying the same content to all of us. So first it will give the proper recommendations here. Okay, that is one thing. The second one is, for example, let me select some watch here. So when I click on the watch, now it is giving the complete information about this watch and all. Okay, cool. So now I want to buy this watch. So then either I can click on the buy now button, or I can click on the add to cart. For example, if I want to purchase this later, I can simply add this product to the cart. For example, when I click on this button, we can see some functionality is happening here. So what is the functionality? So the product which we have clicked is added to the cart here. Now you can see a number is appearing 9 actually. That means I have added total 9 items to the cart. When I click on that cart, you can see the items that I have added here. Okay, so now you can see the number is 9. So now let me move back and search for some other product, for example. So I would like to add this product. Remember here, as of now, only 9 items are here. For example, if I add one more item, you can see the number is changed to 10. So when I click on it, I can find the items what I have added to this one. That means it is not a website. It is a web application because it is allowing the user to interact with it. That means if you take this particular popular e-commerce application, you can search for the products. So for example, if I want to search for some products, for example, so I'm searching some some router here, Geo router actually, so that it is giving all the results, okay, related to the search item what I have made. For example, if I search for some Samsung mobile, for example, now it is giving only the products that are related to the Samsung brand itself. That means this allowing the user to search for the required product, and it allows the user to write the reviews about the product, to read reviews about the product, and he can add the items to the cart. And not only that, he can the user can proceed to purchase, and you can delete some unwanted items from the cart. For example, now I have removed it. You can see dynamically the number is changed. Without refreshing the page, you can find the number is changed to 9 itself here. Okay, so that means here, this is not the website, it is the web application. Now the thing is, what is exact difference between website and web application? The simple answer is the web application allows the user to interact with the elements. See here, when I click on the button, so some functionality is happening. When I click on the link, some functionality is happening. When I click on this cart icon, some functionality is occurring. When I click on the delete button, some functionality is occurring. That means as a user, I am not only here to just see the content of this page. I can interact with that. I can search for the product. I can add the products to the cart. I can remove from the products. I can purchase. I can write reviews. I can read existing reviews, whatnot. This is story of the e-commerce application. If you take any other applications, every applications will have or will exhibit same kind of behavior. So that is called as web application. So as of now, we are able to create the website by using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. That means we can create the same kind of colorful website. But when we click on those things, nothing will happen actually. But by using Bootstrap, we can create the modals, etc., etc. So behind them also JavaScript is running, but we didn't write any JavaScript code, but Bootstrap internally contains the JavaScript. But that functionality is not enough. Bootstrap never add the items to the cart. It won't provide any support to us to add item to the cart. It won't provide any support to remove items from the cart, or it won't provide any support to write reviews. Right or wrong? That means all these extra functionality we need to provide for the website to make it as the web application. But as of now, we can create only responsive, beautiful, extraordinary websites only by using the 3 web technologies called HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. And it is not enough. We want to make it as a web application, not as website. Now, what has missed in the website? User interaction has missed. Now, the thing is, we have to provide user interaction to our website, or in simple terms, we need to provide user interaction to the elements of the web page. How can we do that? For that purpose, we need support of programming language called JavaScript. So the very first programming language that we are learning in our course is JavaScript. So for example, if we do not learn JavaScript, what happened? We cannot make our application, we cannot make our website as the web application. It is just remained as the website only, remains as website only. But if you want to make it as the web application, definitely functionality is required. Now the thing is, sir, how can we apply functionality? When I click on delete icon, element is removing. When I click on add to cart button, so some item is adding to the cart. When I click on the cart, it is displaying all the items that were added. How it is all happening? Every time when you are interacting with the elements of the page, JavaScript code is running behind the scenes. JavaScript is doing everything. When you start writing the review, when you submit the review, JavaScript is submitting the review. When you click on add to cart button, so JavaScript is adding that product to the cart. Not only Amazon, if you take Gmail, for example, when you click on the new mail, it will allow you to compose the mail. When you click on the send button, JavaScript is sending your mail. Okay, that means JavaScript is doing all these things for us in the web application. That means you can understand the importance of JavaScript. That's why, so in the second part, second milestone, we can start learning with the JavaScript. So this front end can be divided into two parts, as I said earlier. One of them is responsive web design. Next one is interactive web design. So in the responsive web design, we use these three web technologies. That part is already completed. It's very easy to learn actually, right? Because it is really colorful and we can just create the web page, apply the styles, and we can close the application. We can close it. So no more logic is there, just designing. We spent all our previous hours only in the designing part itself. We didn't think about functionality. That's why we can call it as the RWD, that come under milestone 1, stands for responsive web design. In the second half of the front-end development process, we are going to focus on interactive web design, IWD. Okay, in this interactive web design, we are going to focus on user interactiveness. For that purpose, JavaScript is required. Once we learn the JavaScript, then we are going to learn React.js also, which is very popular library of the JavaScript. Of course, I will teach you what is React.js, and after learning the JavaScript, why should we go with React.js and all these things later. Until then, you can just forget about or ignore this React.js. You should focus on JavaScript only. And JavaScript has a lot of importance because for the front-end development as well as in backend also. Of course, in the backend, we are going to use Node.js, Express.js, and the database called as MongoDB. There also, we are going to use the same JavaScript. So once you learn the JavaScript, you can develop front-end as well as backend. So finally, you can create the complete web application by using a single programming language called JavaScript. JavaScript is that much powerful. When JavaScript was introduced in 1995, it was just a scripting language, very simple language actually. But now JavaScript is not a simple one. It is not considered as the scripting language. It is a powerful programming language. You may ask, sir, how can we consider this as a powerful programming language, and what can we do by learning JavaScript? So you can note down the names. Once you learn the JavaScript, you can develop web application, mobile application, desktop application. Yes, by using this JavaScript, you can develop the mobile applications also. So after learning the React.js, we can easily learn React Native. React Native can be used for mobile application development. There also we can use same JavaScript. So not only the web applications, you can develop the mobile applications. Not only mobile applications, you can develop the desktop applications also. That means if you take MS Paint, that means which you can install and use. Okay, MS Paint or MS Office, Photoshop. Okay, these all are called as the desktop apps actually. You can create those desktop apps also by using JavaScript. Not only that, you can create the artificial intelligence libraries also. So many AI libraries are available in the JavaScript nowadays. You can create the server-side APIs. You can use this JavaScript in the IoT, Internet of Things, whatnot. Almost you can do everything by using JavaScript. That is the power of JavaScript. Okay, that's why the developers, JavaScript developers has a lot of demand in the market actually. So much of scarcity in the market for the JavaScript developers. So many Java developers are there, so many Python developers are there, but few JavaScript developers are there. That's why huge demand is there in the market for the JavaScript developers. So it is right time to learn JavaScript. Hope this introduction is enough. Why? Because whenever you start learning any web technology, first you should learn what is the need of learning it. You should not learn JavaScript directly. First, you should know what is the need of learning this technology. If you do not learn this, what will happen? If you learn this, what can we do? What capabilities we can get? That knowledge is really essential. I hope I have given all sufficient knowledge to you regarding this JavaScript, and let us start the JavaScript here. So after this, I will teach you the React.js. Both will be completed in the next 20 days. Okay, so in 20 to 25 days, these two technologies will be completed, and then we can switch to the backend development, and there we are going to discuss about Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. In simple terms, in the MERN, actually, M stands for MongoDB, E stands for Express, R stands for React, N stands for Node.js. You may ask, sir, where is HCB here? Because we are using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap also, JavaScript also. Why their initials are not in this? Because they have created these particular full stack by considering the special features of this full stack. Because HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, these all are common. Whether it is MERN stack or mean stack or Java full stack, Python full stack, whatever it may be, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript are common. Except that, what are the other things we are using here? Those names will be highlighted in this name. So that is the meaning of the MERN stack. Of course, once we complete the JavaScript, then we are going to focus on React, Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, all one by one. So that is the first part. So the revision of the web technology is completed, and introduction of the JavaScript is also completed. Okay, so by using this JavaScript, we can provide interactiveness, user interactiveness to our web application. And also I have given the difference between website as well as web application also. So the difference everyone should aware of. Okay, let us jump into JavaScript and start learning JavaScript. And today we are going to write some programs, and after the session, I will give you assignments as usually. You have to complete them. So from today onwards, we are going to start writing programs. Up to now, we just focused on designing part only. I'm talking about our course only, not about your academics. You might have written so many programs in C, C++, Java, etc. I'm talking about this our course MERN stack. Up to now, we didn't write even the single program. We just created HTML documents and we focused on the designing of the documents. That's it. So from now onwards, we are going to start write programs. But when we are learning any programming language, remember guys, learning programming language is really a painful thing. Remember that. Really painful. You may ask, sir, so many videos are available, so many books are available, but when we start reading the books from first page to last page, everything is very simple. Definitely everything is very simple when you start reading the book or when you start watching the video. But the problem will come when you start writing the code by your own. You will get so many errors in the very beginning itself. Sometimes the errors are very difficult to understand. Sometimes it is very difficult to fix that errors. Debugging might be very difficult in the beginning. So these all are the very common symptoms. If you really feeling difficulty to learn JavaScript, so that is considered as a common symptom. Don't feel it is happening only to you. So whenever we are learning any programming language, these all are the common situations faced by everyone, including myself. Okay, so but I would like to I can make it as much as easy as per your understanding. I will take so many real world examples, simple examples, and implementation of these use cases by using this JavaScript. Okay, because of this, definitely you can understand the essence of JavaScript and you can start writing your programs very, very easily. So let us start learning. So first we should learn about variables, data types, and operators. These are the three things we are going to focus on today. In the next session, we are going to focus on the remaining, because in every programming language, when we start learning, these are the things that we need to focus: variables, data types, as well as the operators. These are all common for almost in every programming language. But first thing is, let me open the VS Code. So hope you already installed this VS Code and create a folder and open the folder in the VS Code. All of you, please do it. Just I created the empty folder and I open the folder in the VS Code. So I think you know how to open the folder, so that you can click on this file, open folder, and you can go to the path where you have created the folder, click on the button. Automatically that folder will be opened here, and this is empty folder. Okay, in this empty folder, I'm going to write my JavaScript programs. So for that purpose, I can create a subfolder here and I can name it as JS, because I want to keep all my JavaScript files into this separate folder, so that I have created a subfolder in this main folder and I name it as JS. Okay, so instead of the folder, let me create my first program. So you can give the name whatever you want, but the extension should be JS. Up to now, we created only HTML documents or HTML files. We know their extension is .html. You can give the name whatever you want, but the extension should be .html. But we are writing JavaScript programs from today onwards. That's why you can take the name whatever you want, but I have given one for my convenience. You can give some meaningful name and the extension should be .js. So our JavaScript file is ready, which is empty. Now I need to write some program here. So when you are learning C language, for example, generally people prefer to write very simple program called hello world. So to write such kind of hello world programming, so what can you do in C language? You can write a main function. Instead of the main function, you can write printf, something like that. But in JavaScript, we don't have any main function. No main function is here because it is a scripting language. That means it cannot exist by its own. Definitely it needs the support of some other medium. That's why we can call it as the scripting language. And if it has no main function, web applications do not have main functions. Okay, so if you want to print hello world, for example, in C language, you can write printf here. In C++, you can write cout. In Java, you may write system.out.println. All these statements used to print the result to the console. For example, if you are using Turbo C++, it have the console. So the printf statement will print it to the console. If you already aware of the core Java, you will use system.out.println. There also it prints the content to the console. So here, if you want to print something to the console in JavaScript, we can call console.log. So this is the function we are going to use, console.log, which is equivalent to printf function in C language, okay, cout function in C++, and system.out.print or println in Java. So these particular statements will print the result to the console in different languages. In JavaScript, we can write very simple thing, that is console.log. Don't bother about what is console, what is log, what is dot. We are going to discuss all these things one by one very soon, not for this day, because today we are not going to discuss. We do not have that much knowledge in the first class itself. That's why once we have the objects, okay, functions, etc., etc., at that time we can easily understand what is console dot log, etc., etc. So instead of this, you can take either single quotes or double quotes, because in JavaScript we can use either single quotes or double quotes to write some string. I can write here hello world. Here I used the double quotes. You may use even single quotes also, because in JavaScript, double quotes and single quotes both are same. There is no difference. But when you go to the C language, these two are different, right? Double quotes used for strings, single quotes used for character. But in JavaScript, whether it is a character or string, you can use either single quotes or double quotes. There is no difference at all. And one more thing is, in C, C++, Java, you should end the line with semicolon. That is mandatory. If you forgot to keep the semicolon at the end of the line, you will get the compile time error. But in JavaScript, that is not mandatory. Even if you keep, it's fine. But if you do not keep the semicolon, still it works because it won't demand you to keep a semicolon at the end of the line. So these are some special features of the JavaScript that you should learn. Okay, so now it is ready. Okay, but how to run this program? What is console? Where to print this one? Remember, if you want to run the JavaScript program, we need browser, because at the client side, we have the browser. By using the browser, we are going to run these particular files. Okay, so if you want to run your JavaScript code, definitely you need the browser support, because browser internally contains the JavaScript compiler and engine, everything. Actually, when you are writing your C program, first you will download and install Turbo C compiler. Okay, if you want to learn C++, then you will download and install Turbo C++ or Borland C++. Some different compilers are available. If you want to write Java programs, then you can download and install JDK, Java Development Kit. But when you are writing the JavaScript programs, we no need to download and install any compiler, because browser internally contains the JavaScript engine. We can call it as the JavaScript engine. We can also call it as JavaScript compiler even. So every browser, Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, every browser contains internally the inbuilt JavaScript compiler. That's why you no need to download, install any external JavaScript compiler. Your job is just hand over this program to the browser, and the JavaScript compiler of the browser will execute this code for us. Okay, so now how can we hand over this program to the browser? Because browser can accept only HTML documents. We cannot hand over the JavaScript file directly to the browser, because first we should give the document to the browser. So to that document, we have to link the JavaScript. Let me teach you here. So at the outside, I'm going to create a file, something called index.html. And let me create the HTML document here. Of course, you know what is the meaning of each and every tag here. So I have created the empty HTML document. Next, what should I do? So I have to connect the JavaScript file to this one. Okay, how can I connect the external JavaScript file? For example, if it is external CSS file, we can write some link element in the head part of the document. In the head part of the document, we can write the link element and connect the external CSS file. But this is not CSS file, this is the JavaScript file. We should connect this to the this particular HTML. How can we do that? Yeah, for that purpose, you can come to the body, just above the closing body tag. Okay, so connect external JavaScript file. So you need to reach the closing body tag and just type script element. When you type script, you will get two things here, script, and the second one is script colon src. Select the second one. Then you will get the script element here, src attribute. So in this src attribute, you should specify the path of this file. So where we have created this 1.js file, it is inside of the JS folder. Where is JS folder? In the same level of this index.html file. That means we can write dot slash. Dot slash means it will search in the current working directory. So it is showing .js. Inside of the .js, 1.js. So this is the way to connect. If you make any mistake in this path, so our HTML document cannot identify the JavaScript. So if you write this statement, then the external JavaScript is connected to my HTML document. The important thing is you should keep it just above the closing body tag, not in the head part of the document. There is a strong reason for that. I will teach you the reason after 4 or 5 days, because to understand the reason, you need to learn at least some features of the JavaScript. So until then, so just remember this. remember to keep the script element just above the closing body tag. And another important thing is the script element contains the src attribute, stands for source. Here you should specify the path of the JavaScript file. So how to specify? Let me write again. First, identify where is the one.js file is existed. It is not existed outside. It is inside of JS folder. But where is JS folder is existed? In the same level, right? Index.html and JS both are existed in the same level. So to get any file at the same level, the path is dot slash. Dot slash means current working directory. Okay. If I write double dot slash means one level above the current working directory. But here all the files are existed inside of that one. So when you write dot slash, see, it is showing the files which are existed in the current working directory. One of them is index.html, next one is JS. So select the JS. So instead of the JS, you can find one.js file here, you can select. So instead of typing manually, if you select the suggestions, so it would be clear. So because if you try to type something, you may make some mistakes here. So one.js, you may forget to keep dot here. So some typos can be happened here. But if you select the suggestions made by this one, it would be very clear here. Now the external JavaScript file is connected to this document. So next, what should I do? I need to open this with the live server. So you already worked with the live server. I will remind you again. So everyone should install the live server. Okay. So all of you go to this extensions tag here. As of now, you are in the Explorer here. Okay. So you can find the fifth icon, which is extensions. Click on the extensions. Then you can search for live server. So when you search for the live server here, you will get this icon, and here you will get install button. Click on it. In the next 5 or 7 seconds, this will be installed, because this live server is required to hand over our HTML document to the browser. Okay, so you already installed. Just I am reminding again the purpose of this live server. Once it is installed, okay, you can close it and again click on this Explorer. You will get your files, everything again. Now what should you do? So you have to right click on the HTML file. There you can see the option called open with live server. So you will get this option open with live server only after installation of the live server. If you forgot to install the live server, so you won't get this option here. And one more important thing is, go to the JavaScript file and right click there. There you cannot find the option here open with live server, because only HTML documents can be opened with live server, not CSS files or not JavaScript files. That's why if you right click in the JavaScript file, you cannot find that option called open with live server. But when you go to the HTML and right click anywhere, you can see open with live server. Click on it, automatically it has opened here. So now it is empty. The reason is very simple. The body is empty. I didn't write anything here. That's why the body is empty. But our intention here is not to learn HTML at this moment. I am not going to write anything inside of this body. Or just for your understanding, I am going to write something like welcome to JavaScript. Okay, I have added. You can see welcome to JavaScript is appearing. But the important thing is, we have connected the external JavaScript file. In this JavaScript file, we have printed something like hello world. Where is hello world here? We could not see hello world here. So the reason is, we have printed this to the console, not to the web page. This is body of the document. We do not print this to the body of the document. Actually, we printed this to console. But what is console? Where we can find the console? Yes, so open the developer tools of the browser. Okay, so right click, select the inspect element here. Okay, and here you can find the options, elements, console, sources. Okay, and after that you can see network, performance, memory, application, etc. Many things are there. Here you can find the second option, that is called as console. Okay, so once you open the console, there you can see the result here. Whatever you write here, that will be printed in the console of the browser. Every browser contains the console. Here I am using Google Chrome because this is the recommended browser during the development process. Hope you are also using the Chrome browser. Otherwise, start using Chrome browser only. Make it as the default browser in your system and start using it. Okay, so now you can see whatever you write here, that has appearing hello world, and at the right side you can see it will show the file name 1.js, and after that it will give the line number, so which makes this to print here. So 1.js is the name of the file, and :1 means the line number 1. See here, in the line number 1 the statement is there, so it is appearing. Now let me write one more here, console.log. I'm writing hello world, actually one more hello world. Okay, so now I didn't use double quotes. Now I have used the single quotes. Open, you can see, so there is no difference. As I said, when we use either double quotes or single quotes, it is not showing any error because in JavaScript both are same. Both are equal actually. Now you can see this is from the line number 1, and this statement is from line number 3, and both are from the same file, that is 1.js. That information is available here. Now your immediate doubt is, sir, we have to print everything to this area because no one will open the console. For example, if we want to browse, we can open the tab and we can open the websites, and we expect everything to be appeared here. No one know about this console, etc., etc. Even we print something to the console, who cares? Yes, that is valid doubt actually. But the important thing is, if you want to print everything in this part, that means in the document, you need to learn JavaScript completely. That's why for the next 15 days, we are going to learn only JavaScript. So in the next 15 days, so I'm going to print the result and everything to the console only. So once we learn the complete JavaScript, then I will teach you how to print everything here, how to provide functional to the elements by using this JavaScript and all one by one. Until then, so your body will be empty, or else just you can keep a normal statement here instead of making it as an empty body itself. So that is very first program, and that program is ready here. So in that way, if you want to write anything, so you can create the JavaScript file and connect the JavaScript file to our document and open the document with the live server. Automatically it will open in the default browser and open the developer tools. Hope you know how to open the developer tools. So the easiest way is right click, select the inspect option. So now the developer tools will be open. There you can select the console, or another option is there. You can click on the 3 dots, go to the more tools. There you can find developer tools, click on it. There also it will be open and the console directly. Okay, so these are the different ways to open these developer tools. Okay, you can feel free to use whatever you want. So hence our very first program is ready. Okay, so now let us start learning about the variables first of all. So variables, data types, and operators. By learning these 3 topics, we can close today's session. At the end of the session, so I will give time to you to ask your doubts. So meanwhile, you can note down your doubts and you can ask me the doubts at the end of the session. Yeah. So first of all, we should know what is a variable. Variables are not only available in JavaScript, in C language, C++, Java, everywhere variables are there in Python. So what is a variable basically? Variable means it is a container to store data. That's it. Because when we are executing our program, we need to process the data. Okay, so but where to store the data? Temporarily, we have to store the data. For that purpose, we will use the containers, which we can call them as variables. Okay, I will show the internal representation also, how the variable will be stored, where it will be stored, and everything in detail now itself. If you want to declare any variable in JavaScript, we will use this syntax. We will use the keyword called let, constant, or var. These three kinds of keywords we can use to declare any variable in JavaScript. But in C language, if you want to declare the variable, we can write the data type first. For example, if you want to declare the integer, you can write int some variable name. If you want to declare the character, char variable name. Right, like that, first you can write the data type and then the variable name. But in JavaScript, we won't use any data types during the declaration of the variable. That is another special feature of the JavaScript. So we can use either let keyword or constant keyword or var keyword. So no data type we are going to mention during the declaration of the data types. There is a special reason for that. Of course, I'm going to teach you the reason also in today's session. So then which one we should use in these three? Actually, var is the very old keyword which was introduced in 1995. Later, let and constant keywords are introduced. That's why, so we are recommended to use either let keyword or constant keyword to declare the variable. Constant means you should not write the complete spelling const, and it is better to avoid the var keyword. But in future, I will teach you the differences between let keyword and var keyword also. But today, I'm going to use let keyword, constant keyword, and I will show the difference between these two. Throughout of the course, we are going to use either let or constant keywords to declare the variables, but not the var. But in interview, they may ask you, so what is var keyword? Why you are not using var keyword? So what are the benefits of these two over this var keyword? Definitely you should know the reason, but I will teach you the reason later. So let us start using let keyword and constant keyword and the difference between these two during the declaration of the variable. Okay. So let me take a simple example here. If I declare some variable let a is equal to 10. So this is same as in C language int a is equal to 10. So what happens generally in C language, for example, let's forget about JavaScript and all. And you can imagine int a is equal to 10 in this place. When you write int a is equal to 10 in C language or C++ or Java, what happens behind the scenes? So this variable will be created in memory. In which memory of computer? Because computer contains secondary memory, primary memory, cache memory, register memory. So many memories are there in computer. So in which memory this data will be stored? Remember, we can call the RAM as the main memory or primary memory. All the variables will be stored in the primary memory only, that is in RAM, not in the hard disk or somewhere else. So I use the word only memory. That means I'm talking about RAM only. So don't confuse, this variable will be stored in the hard disk or cache memory or register memory, not like that. Every variable we are using in every programming language will be stored in RAM only, because this variable should exist temporarily. Until the program's execution is completed, this variable should exist. Some variables need to exist only for limited time, not required even for the entire program's completion itself. That's why RAM is the volatile memory where you create the variable, use the variable, remove the variable. That is the way to use these variables. Okay, so whenever you write such a statement here, so in the computer memory that is in RAM, so a space will be created which we can call it as the container, and the name of the container is the name of the variable. Here I have used the name as a, then a will become the name of this container. Inside of the container, the value will be stored. If I write int a is equal to 10 in computer memory, a space will be reserved and the name of the space is a and the value inside of that space is 10. So this story is same. Whether it is JavaScript or Java or anything, syntax might be changed, but internal process won't be changed. If you declare any variable, so the value will be stored in this way. Okay, so what happened whenever these things are stored in the memory? Okay, so first the memory will be allocated for the variables and we can use that memory, and finally we can release the memory. This is the process of memory life cycle. In every program, in all languages, C, C++, Java, Python, etc., the memory life cycle will be same. We can allocate memory for the data and we can use that memory when it requires, and finally we are going to release. In some languages we have to manually release, but in some languages garbage collection mechanism is there. We no need to bother about the cleanup mechanism. For example, in the C language, when you create some pointers, etc., definitely you have to clean it before leaving the program. Otherwise memory leaks can be occurred. But if we take Java or JavaScript, so here internal garbage collection mechanism is existed. Whenever that space is no more used, so it will internally clean that. So as the developer, our program no need to take care of cleaning the main memory and everything like that. And one more important point, guys, most of the people will confuse between Java and JavaScript. Both are same, both are sister languages or different. Remember, Java, JavaScript, these two are two different programming languages. Then why they used Java name for this JavaScript also? Because in 1995, Java was very popular. So at that time, the name of this language is LiveScript actually. But because of popularity of Java, they used the name here and make it as JavaScript, except that there is no difference or there is no relation between Java and JavaScript. Most of the people feel that if someone want to learn Java, first they should learn JavaScript, or to learn JavaScript, they should first complete Java. So that is totally wrong information. So there is no dependency between this JavaScript and Java. These two are two different programming languages used for two different purposes. Except the name, there is no relation between these two. So first of all, make it clear. Okay, yeah, of course, what are the differences and everything we are going to see, guys. I'm going to teach you in-depth details. I'm not going to just give the overview of each and every feature, because in depth, after learning this course, you should able to answer any kind of question. You should able to write any type of program. So in such a level, I'm going to prepare you. So please follow my words. Okay, so this is the way. So now let me start declaring some variables. Now I'm not going to make any changes to this document. So now I would like to create this from here, and I want to declare some variable. Next, comments, guys. So comments are very, very important. We write comments in HTML, CSS also. In the same way, JavaScript also, it is good to write the comments. Okay, you know the importance of the comments. That's why I'm not going to teach you again. So for the single line comments, we can use double slash. I think it is same in C language also. For multi-line comments, we can use slash asterisk slash. In between them, you can write the multi-line comments. For the single line comments, you can use this notation. So the same syntaxes we can use in C language also. Okay, so now I'm going to declare variables. Okay, so I'm going to write let a. So here I declared some variable and the name of the variable is a, and I have not assigned any value into this variable. So if I do not assign any variable, what it contains, for example, here let a is equal to 10 means, so in that variable a, value 10 is there. But if I just declare the variable without assigning any value, what it contains. So this also differs from language to language. For example, if you write int a in C language and print the a, you will get some garbage value. Okay, but in JavaScript, whenever you declare the variable, if you do not assign any value, it contains a special value called undefined. Okay, so let me show you. Console.log, I write a. That means I am printing. See, I have not used either single quotes or double quotes. That means I'm trying to print the value of the variable a. Let us see what happened. Open the browser. Here you can see undefined, and this is from line number 4 in 1.js. So line number 4 means this statement. So when I try to print the value of a, it is giving it is undefined. Why undefined? Yes, this is another special feature of the JavaScript. In C language, if you declare the variable until you assign some value, it contains garbage data. Garbage data means the data used by the previous program that can be garbage to the current program. But here it won't contain any garbage data, so it contains undefined. So now I want to make this statement as a clear statement. I want to make it as something I want to print like this: value of a is, and of course then I can print whatever it contains. When I make such kind of statement, that would be more meaningful instead of just printing the value. How can I do that? So here I can write value of a is. See here, value of a is up to here. This is a string, so that I have taken either single quotes or double quotes and make it as the string. And then it should print the value of the a. So I need to write the variable outside of the quotes, and to join them together, I can use comma operator. What this comma operator will do is, it will take the string, it will take this variable and keep them consecutively. So now let us see the result. You can understand. See here, now it is quite meaningful output. Value of a is undefined, and here you can see comma operator, but in the output you cannot find any comma operator. The reason is, comma operator in JavaScript is used to join them together. So value of a is, and immediately it will print the value, so that these two are joined here. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I would like to assign a value to this one. Assign value to a. How can I assign the value? I can write a is equal to some value. At that time, you should not write let again, because during the declaration only you have to use either let or constant. Of course, we can use constant after some time. As of now, I'm using let keyword only. But when you are using that variable, you should not write let again. You have to declare it once, and you can use it as many times as you need. Now what happened? 10 is assigned to a. Now I want to check the value, what it have currently. Let me write the statement again and see here. Initially it is saying value of a is undefined, but now it is saying value of a is 10. For example, now a is equal to hello. And let me print the value again. Now you can see, initially the value of a is undefined, later it is changed to 10, later it is changed to hello. That means the value of the variable is getting changed every time. But if you do not assign any value, initially it contains undefined. But here, a new thing we are going to learn. Sir, in C language, if we write something like, for example, if we write int a, what does it mean? The variable a can store only integers. That is the meaning of this statement. Okay. So if I write char c, it can store only characters. So for this variable a, if I assign some non-numeric value, it will show the compile time error. That means during the declaration of the variable, we are mentioning the data type that variable belongs. But in JavaScript, so no such mechanism is existed. You can declare the variable. I have declared this variable. Then what is data type of this variable? No. During the declaration, we cannot assign any specific data type to the variable. Then what about data type of the variables? Whenever you assign the value, then it will get the specific data type. For example, I would like to print the data type also. So console.log data type of a is. So how can we print the data type? For that purpose, JavaScript contains a special operator called type of. Type of is a JavaScript operator used to get the data type of the variable. You should not use any white space between them. Type of is a single word. After that, you can write the variable name. So then it is going to print the data type of the variable. Open and see here. Value of a is undefined and data type of a is also undefined. That means whenever you just declare the variable, its value is undefined, its data type is also undefined. Okay. Now, after assigning a number, let us see what happened. After assigning a string, let us see what happened. Open and see here. You can see some surprising facts here. So initially the value and data type both are undefined. But when you assign the number, the value is 10, data type is number. When you assign a hello, value is hello and the data type is string. You can observe here the data type of the variable is changing every time. Is it possible in C, C++, Java? No. When you declare the variable with a specific data type, you cannot modify that. If it is integer, throughout the program, it is integer only. You cannot modify the data type. You cannot change the data type. But in JavaScript, you can change the data type whenever you need. That is possible. That's why here, initially, its data type is undefined. Same variables data type is changed to number. Same variables data type is changed to string. That means how it is changing the data type based on the value we are assigning. Let me do the last experiment here. So now, in place of this one, I would like to assign some Boolean value. We know true and false, these are called as the Boolean values. Okay, so now you can see the value is true, data type is Boolean. See here, undefined, data type is number, data type is string, data type is Boolean. That means depending upon the value we are assigning to the variable, its data type is getting changed. This is called as dynamically typed programming language. This nature is called as dynamic typing. This nature is called as the dynamic typing. That's why JavaScript is called as a dynamically typed programming language, whereas C, C++, Java are called as statically typed programming language. Statically typed in the sense, when you declare the variable, you cannot change its data type. You can change the value, but the data type cannot be changed. For example, if you take int a, to the variable a, you can assign 100. Later, you can change that to 120, or you can change that to 500. Value can be changed, but the data type cannot be changed, and it won't allow another data values which do not belongs to the same data type. But here, when you declare the variable, initially it contains no data type, but whenever you assign a specific value, with respect to the value, its data type will be dynamically decided. Here I assigned a value 10, that's why its data type is changed to number. Here I assigned a string, its data type is changed to string. In the same way, here it is changed to Boolean. That's why we can call it as dynamic typing nature, and JavaScript is called as dynamically typed programming language. Now you may ask, sir, will it become a problem or not? No, it's not a problem. That is one of the features. Sometimes this feature will be really helpful to us. Okay, so now let us see what are the data types available here. So now the thing is, so data types are there in JavaScript or not? Remember, JavaScript support data types, but during the declaration of the variable, we cannot use data types, but JavaScript contains the data types. So two kinds of data types are there. One of them is primitive data types. Next one, non-primitive data types. Under the primitive, we have number, string, big int, Boolean, undefined, null, symbol. Under the non-primitive category, only objects are there. These are advanced data types. We are going to spend a lot of time in these non-primitive data types. So let us discuss about primitive data types today, and we can go for non-primitives later. So under the primitive data types, first one is the number. See, in C language or C++ or Java, so to represent the number, so many data types are there: short, long, int, float, double. These 5 data types are used to represent a number only. But in JavaScript, there is no such so many categories like that. Only one data type is there called a number, which can be used to store the numbers. So into this variable, that means this data type can hold numbers, I mean decimal numbers, okay, as well as integers, binary digits, hexadecimal, whatever it can be, all can be supported by this one. So there is no specific categorizations like short, float, double, int, etc. Number itself can hold any kind of number. Of course, string means single character or group of characters can be considered as the string. Next one is big int. Big int means it also holds the number, but this number variable can hold the value within this range. That means 2 power 53 minus 1, 2 plus 2 power 53 minus 1. So that means generally we can use this number only in our programming. But when we are making some scientific or engineering calculations, we need to work with some huge numbers. At that time, we can use BigInt, but in very rare cases, it is required to work with this BigInt because we never use such huge numbers in the normal applications. That's why we can use number only. But whenever you want to use some number which is outside of this range, then we can use BigInt. And of course, Boolean means logical values. True and false are called as the Boolean values. Undefined, we have discussed already. Whenever you declare the variable, until you assign some value, by default, it contains undefined. Null is a special variable, special data type. I will teach you later. Symbol is the extremely rarely used data type actually. In very less cases we can use the symbol. That's why we can discuss about this symbol data type also later. In most of the times in our real-time programming, we use numbers, strings, Boolean, of course null, undefined, these only. And in very rare cases we can use either BigInt or symbol itself. So let us experiment with these primitive data types for some time. Later I can give some simple understanding of these non-primitive data types also. Okay, so here already we have used the primitive data types here. It is a number, it is a string, it is a Boolean. Okay, like that we can use any kind of variables in this way. Okay, so now non-primitive category, under the non-primitive category, objects are there. So just I will give you a simple overview of the object now, and later you can work with objects. So let person is equal to how an object look like basically. So this is the appearance of the object. Here we can write the name of the person is Ravi, comma, age of the person is 20, and the city of the person is Hyderabad. Okay, this is an object basically, but if you do not understand about the object, just ignore this part because we are going to spend a lot of time about these objects and all, but just I'm trying to introduce all these things. And arrays also there in JavaScript. Okay, for example, let marks is equal to, so we can use arrays also. Arrays also belongs to object category. Okay, so these two belongs to object category. So under that category, object is there as well as array also there. So these two belongs to object category only. Now let me prove it here and I can close this part. So first let me write data type of person is, let me use type of operator and the variable name is person. In the same way, data type of marks is type of marks. Now let me open and see here. Data type of person is object, data type of marks is also object. That means you can use either this representation or this representation, both belongs to object category only, but we are going to discuss about them later. So in the first session, it is not a right time to discuss about the advanced data types and all, because for the first few days we are going to work with the primitive data types only, number, string, Boolean, etc, etc. So that is about the data types. Now the question is, JavaScript have data types or not? Yes, JavaScript contains data types, but during the variable declaration, we cannot use the data types. Okay, that is fine. Next, what is the difference between let keyword and constant keyword? Let us see these two and we can jump to the operators. See here, when you declare some variable by using let keyword, it allow you to change the value of the variable. But sometimes we should not allow any other to change the value of the variable. For example, here I have taken let my name. Here I have given Rajesh. Okay, I have given Rajesh, and here I can print my name is, let me print my name. Okay, now you can see here my name is Rajesh. Cool. For example, if I do not take proper care here, later someone can change my name to Kiran, for example. Now let me print this. You can see my name is changed to Kiran. So how can I allow someone to change my name? Here name is just an example. You might have some important data in your application which should not be changed by others. For example, if I have entered my personal bank information here, or any data that should not be modified by someone, what should I do? How can I protect my data? If I use let keyword, it will allow me to reassign different values to the same variables. But many situations this behavior is required, because so if I take A, so the value of A may not be 10 continuously. It may be changed to 20 or 30. That is required. But some variables, we should not allow them to change the value because it is some important. Then you can use constant keyword. During the declaration of the variable, you can use the constant keyword. So now, sir, what happened if I use constant in place of let keyword? Now you can see my name is Rajesh. There is no difference. As of now, either you can use let keyword or constant keyword. There is no difference. But let me try to reassign value to the same variable. See here, you can see some red color line. Red is symbol of danger. That is an error. Why we got this error? Whenever you get these errors, first try to read that error properly. Most of the freshers will scare about the errors. They won't even look at the error whenever they see some red color statement. Okay, see here, uncaught type error. Okay, the reason is given here. Assignment to a constant variable at line number 7, at the line number 27 in 1.js program. Go to 1.js program, go to the line number 27. This line leads to the error. What is the error here? See, assignment to a constant variable. That means whenever you declare the variable as constant, you are not allowed to change the value of the variable. But if you declare the variable using let keyword, it allows you to change the value of the variable as many times as you need. But if you want to protect the data of the variable not to be modified by someone, instead of let keyword, you should use constant keyword. Spelling is C-O-N-S-T. Don't write the complete spelling called C-O-N-S-T-A-N-T. C-O-N-S-T, and we should pronounce that as constant. So that is the importance of this constant. Now the final debate is, sir, which we should use here, let keyword or constant keyword? So that definitely one is not an alternative for the others here. In many situations, let keyword is required. In some specific situations, constant is required. So we are going to use these two in our programming, because when we are processing the data, sometimes the data will go under a lot of modifications that is required. Then if you declare using constant, your program won't be useful, because it won't allow to modify the data which is really required. At that time, we need to use let keyword. For the variables, the data for which data should not be modified, you can make it as the constant. In many situations, we can use let keyword. In some special situations, we can use constant keyword. So hope you find the difference between these two. When you try to change the value of the constant variable, it won't be allowed. Instead of that, you will get the error message here. Whenever you look at the error message, it is divided into two parts, separated with colon. Before the colon, it will give the name of the error. It is type error. Sometimes it is syntax error. Sometimes that is a different error, uncaught error, something like different kinds of that name will be given here. As of now, you don't need to read that error name, technical name. But you can come to the second part after the colon here. There you can find the reason for the error. Most of the times that reason is very readable. Assignment to constant variable. Yes, that means once the constant variable is created, you are not allowed to reassign to that variable. Hence, it is clear. So that is the difference between var keyword, let keyword and constant keyword. And of course, var keyword is not recommended to use, and don't use it for the first few days. Later, I will teach you the difference between let keyword as well as var keyword also. Yeah, so the concept of variables is completed here. So variables and data types, these two concepts are completed. As of now, we know how to check the data type of the variable by using type of operator, and how to declare the variable by using let keyword as well as constant keyword, and how they will be stored in the memory. All the discussion is completed. And also one important point, we learned that JavaScript is dynamically typed programming language. Okay, in contrast with C, C++, Java, which are statically typed programming languages. And also we have seen what are the data types supported by the JavaScript, primitive as well as non-primitive. Under non-primitive category, object data type is there. Under primitive category, so we have this list: number, strings, big int, boolean, undefined, null, symbol, etc., etc. Okay, so now let's go for the operators here. After the discussion of these operators, we can close the session. And these all are the operators supported by JavaScript. But important thing is, I think no need to demonstrate each and every operator, because these are most familiar operators to us. In mathematics, we have used so many operators. In your C language, you have used so many. So some operators are almost common in all programming languages. But here you can find some special operators. So I will focus on those special operators and we can close the session. So there are 4 categories here: arithmetic, assignment, comparison, and logical. So these 4 are the important operators category which we can use very frequently. Bitwise operators are also there, but we generally won't use them for the normal programming. They can be used for the special purposes, for image processing, audio video processing. For such kind of applications, those bitwise operators can be used. For the normal applications, mostly we can use these 4 categories of the operators. Okay, so arithmetic. In the arithmetic, actually you can see addition, subtract. Let me write a simple example. So this program is completed. So what I will do is, I don't want to modify this program. I can create one more program here in this folder, that is 2.js. So here I am going to demonstrate operators. So, but you need to connect this file to this one. So here I can write 2.js. That means instead of creating a separate HTML file for every JavaScript, I create one HTML file, and every time when I create the new JavaScript file here, I can open the document and change the file name here, and automatically we start working with this one. Okay, so first let me write, let A is equal to 10 and let B is equal to 20. Now I would like to find their sum. So let sum is the variable A plus B. Of course, it is a simple operation. So that is the sum of these two, A plus B. So what happened here? A, the value of A, value of the B will be added, and the result will be assigned to this variable. If you want to print the value here, so sum is, and you can print the variable called sum, open the browser, and you can see the sum is 30. Of course, it's a simple operation. So in the same way, we can use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division also, but some special operators are there. I will demonstrate them. The first one is exponentiation, double asterisk. This operator, I think it is not available in C, C++. I think not even in Java. Double asterisk, single asterisk is for multiplication, double asterisk is for exponentiation. What does it mean? If I write A double asterisk B means A to the power of B. So let me give you an example here. So A value 10, B value 2. So here I can write A double asterisk. So let me name it as some result, and let me print the result is, and the result. So what does it mean? A double asterisk B means A value 10, double asterisk 2 means 10 to the power of 2. That is nothing but 100. So now you can open the browser, you can see the result is 100. Whenever you want to calculate the exponentiation values, you can use this special arithmetic operator that is called as double asterisk exponentiation. And of course, division, you know very well. And modulus. Modulus, I think it is available in C++ and Java also. Modulus means which can be used to give the remainder. Division will give the quotient. Modulus will give the remainder. Hope you are aware of the quotient and remainder in a division. Okay. So for example, here, if I write A by B, if I write A by B means 10 by 2, that is nothing but 5. Here 5 is the quotient. If I write A modulus, the symbol is percentage, but you should not call it as the percent. Here you should call it as the modulus division. A modulus division B means it will give you the remainder. So the remainder is 0. So in sometimes we need the quotient, sometimes we need the remainder also, so that these two operators are used for that purpose. And the next special operators, unary operators, one of them is increment and decrement. So increment and decrement, these two operators are special operators. Let me write x is equal to 10 here. For example, if I want to increment the value of x by 1, what can I do? X is equal to x plus 1. Then let me print the value of x. Value of x is, now you can see the value of x is 11. That means the value of x is incremented by 1. Instead of writing such a lengthy expression, you can simplify this by using x plus plus. You can see still the value is 11. So this can be used to increment by 1. This is a unary increment operator which can be used to increment by 1. See here x is equal to x plus 1. It is lengthy, but this is simple. Now you can use either this one also by ignoring this unary operator, nothing wrong. But when you learn some simple representations, you can write more elegant programming. So now you can write this plus before it also, there is no difference, still it is 11. Okay, so either you can keep it as pre-increment or post-increment, there is no difference. But the difference will come when you assign the result to a variable. Here I have not assigning this result to any variable. That's why there is no difference between pre-increment or post-increment. In the same way, if you want to decrement the value by 1, I can use this one. Now its value changed to 9. Okay, so that is unary and unary increment, unary decrement variables, which we can use in loops. Most of the times in loops, we can use these two, or in some special cases. And let's come to the assignment operator here. See, assignment operator means we are using assignment from very beginning itself. What is this? In mathematics, we can call it as the equal to operator. But here, this is assignment operator. In C, C++, Java, JavaScript, in every programming language, we should call it as the assignment operator, which means for the assignment variable, for the assignment operator, at left side variable will be there, at right side value will be there. The right side value will be assigned to the left side variable. That's why we can call this operator as the assignment operator. So now the important thing is we have to find the difference between these three operators are available. Okay, we can call it as the assignment operator, so it is clear. Then equal to operator, if you want to compare the two things, for example, let me write here I have used A and B. If I write A is equal to B, now we should call it as the equal to operator. Equal to operator can be used to compare the values of these variables. If both are same, it returns true. If not same, it returns false. Now you can see it is false. The reason is A contains the value 10, B contains the value 2, both are not equal. And one more operator is there, that is strict equal to operator. We can use three symbols of the same here. What is the use of that? So let me demonstrate that here. I can write let P is equal to 120, let Q is equal to string 120. P is equal to 120, Q is equal to 120, but here I keep this 120 within the quotes. That means now it will be considered as the string. If you keep anything within the quotes, JavaScript will consider that as the string. Okay, so now 120 is the number, but this is considered as the string because it is inside of the quotes. Okay, so now let me compare these two, see what happened. I'm comparing P and Q. So result will be true or false. Let us assume some value. So definitely we are expecting it should be false because we are comparing a number with string. That's why it should be false, but you can see here it is saying true. The reason is the equal to operator won't compare their data types. it will simply compare the value. Here it is 120, here it is 120. It can simply ignore their types. It will just compare the values. That's why 120 is equal to 120. It is true. But sometimes it is required to compare their data types also. Then we can use triple symbols here, 3 symbols here. We can call it as the strict equal to operator. Let me write here, strict equal to. What this strict equal to means, it is basically equal to, but why it is so strict? In what area it will be strict? It will compare the data types also. This equal to operator will compare only the values, but this strict equal to not only comparing the values, it will compare the data types also. Here, when it compares the data types, they are not same. That's why you will get the result as false. So now, during the comparison, if you want to compare only values, you can use equal to operator. If you want to compare the data types also along with the values, then definitely you can use strict equal to operator. Now let us print the data types of these two. Type of P, comma, type of Q. I'm printing in the same line. Now you can see type of P is number, type of Q is string. That's why, so P equal to Q is true, P strict equal to Q is not true. The reason is their data types are different. So that is the importance of this assignment and equal to 3 operators. Generally, the beginners will confuse among these 3 operators in many situations. Hope I have given sufficient clarification, but you have to practice to get mastery on these symbols. Of course, the remaining assignment operators are simple operators here. So shorthand notations, generally they can be called. So what is that shorthand notations? For example, let me take, let m is equal to 10. I want to add 20 to the m. What can I do? M is equal to m plus 20. And I can print the value of m. M is, you can see the m is 30. Fine. Instead of writing this length expression, I can simplify this m plus equal to 20. So now you can see here, again, it will give the same value as 30. Okay, so this is called as the shorthand notation. Instead of giving m is equal to m plus 20, you can write m plus equal to 20. So automatically it will increment the value by 20 and assign to the same variable. So in the same way, we can use all these compound operators. Okay, compound addition, compound subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus division, etc., etc. And regarding comparison, I think no explanation is required because these operators are well-known operators to us in our daily routine. Comparison means less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Only special thing is strict equal. I already explained you about strict equal, and remaining operators are normal operators. And of course, logical operators can be used to join the conditions. So let me write a simple example and we can close it. So here, what I will do is, let me write first is equal to 10. Let second is equal to 20. I declare 2 number variables. Here I am going to print the first should be greater than 5 and second should be less than 40. Here actually I have taken 2 conditions. This is the first condition and this is the second condition. To join more than one condition, we can use the Boolean operator, logical operators like logical AND as well as logical OR. And we know the result. In the logical AND, if both are true, output will be true. In our SSC mathematics itself, we learn the truth table, right? The same story here. So can you guess what is the output of this? First greater than 5. Yes, 10 greater than 5. First condition is true. What about second condition? It should be less than 40. 20 less than 40. So both are true. So the output is also true. And in the same way, you can find the value of OR. That means if any one of them is true, output is true, otherwise output is false. Not is not used to join the conditions. It can use to revert the value. If you want to revert the value, okay, then we can use this not operator. This is about JavaScript operators. So it is enough for the day, guys. So today I will give some simple programs to you. So with this, you can understand how to write JavaScript programs and what are the common errors we can face and everything. For example, here, you may write something like this: console.log hello. You may write this kind of program and you can feel everything is perfect here. Spelling console, CONSOLE, everything is fine. But when you open the browser, you can see the error. The reason is here it is saying it is a reference error, okay, but the reason is console is not defined. It is at line number 1 in the 2.js program. Why? Because JavaScript is case sensitive, just like C, C++, Java. JavaScript is also case sensitive. Capital C is different, small c is different. ASCII code for capital C is different, small c is different. That's why. So now it will work. So when you start typing, actually, you will get these kind of typos in the beginning very normally. Okay, so sometimes you may forgot to keep the dot here and it will get one more error. This is not defined. Okay, and sometimes you may open the quotes and you forgot to keep the closing quotes. You will get the error invalid or unexpected token. So try to make all these experiments and try to understand what compiler is giving to you. So once you understand the errors, so that means you learn the technology. Okay, you can learn the technology through errors. That's why try to get some errors and understand how it is talking about that error. Okay, generally in human tendency, he may consider this as missing the closing tag, but he is not giving something like that. It is giving something as invalid or unexpected token at the line number 1 and 3, character number 3. It is giving something like this. So that's why here. And for example, if we take this, is it right or wrong? Again, it is a typo, invalid token. That means here I have started with the double quotes and end with single quotes. You can use either single quotes or double quotes, but not the combination like this. So you will get all these kind of errors when you start writing program. That's why today, make your hands dirty, start writing programs. I will give some simple programs to you because of this first session. And from tomorrow onwards, you should get ready to write the complex programs also. And tomorrow I will teach you how to write algorithms first and then how to convert that algorithm into the program. A procedure is there. Once you learn the process, definitely you can learn this programming language very, very easily. So trust me, in the next 15 days, you are going to become master in the JavaScript. Okay, guys, now you can post your doubts in the WhatsApp group. I will respond from here.